Hello. Hello. Yes. Yes. Okay. Sridhanya has come already. Okay.
Hi, Auntie.
Hi. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
So Beena is asking for the Zoom. I don't know why she has.
She's not able to log in.
Yeah, strange. I will send her again.
Yeah.
So many flyers, so many things, and still people have doubts.
No, I think she wants a link instead of like maybe
No, I
the.
that and all we already spoke. It's not a link. It's there, and I'll call her and tell her it's the same.
Yeah.
I don't know why. Yes, I admitted it. Yeah. Okay. Bye. Oh, Karan account.
मैं join with video से तो क्या आयो नहीं अच्छा पहले post वीडियो करना है start video करूँ सुना अरे I can see it.
We won't wait long, Danya. Hi, Beena.
Hello Jayanti.
Hi, Sridhanya is here.
Yes, hello Dania.
Hi. How are you?
I'm good.
So this is Karan's account, it seems.
Yes, Karan's account. That's right.
We won't wait long. We will just start. Anyway, people are only watching the videos, I've noticed.
Right.
So, Tanya,
That's right.
Okay. Good evening, Misplaced Heads. This is our last and final webinar for the book. And in our fourth session, we had looked into dreams and depressions in Misplaced Heads, and also the originality in Misplaced Heads. After a beautiful session by Mr. Murali and his take on the matter in hand, we all had such a nice time with a very long discussion. Last session's discussion was the longest, and we had like a good session of discussion, and we had spoken about the feminism topic once again after the third session. Today, I am very pleased to introduce today's first speaker, Ms. Beena. Beena has worked for more than 20 years in the pharmaceutical industry in India and Singapore. She has been passionately involved in voluntary activities since 2010. I'm blessed to have a wonderful family and friends making life beautiful every day, she says. Her active interactions with mentally challenged individuals have made her feel grateful in every situation of life. We look forward to her speech on her reading experience of Misplaced Heads. Ms. Beena, over to you.
Thank you, Danya, and thank you for your kind words, wonderful introduction. And today I was just thinking that what to speak today, because so much is spoken about before me, like all the speakers, and they all were very beautifully. They really express themselves, and everyone did bring out the different aspects of the book. So I was thinking, what can I say? And you all were, if I say, you all were experts in your respective fields. So for me, I was just thinking that what can I say? And I kept on thinking and thinking. So I said that being a commoner, I should bring the different angle of this book and I should see that how a commoner would see this, you know, someone who just picks up the book and starts reading. So that's what came to me, you know, because after reading, of course, I read the book twice, and because it definitely requires that kind of reading, you know, you just can't read just once and do it. No, you have to read twice. And so I was thinking, then I said, okay, let me just share my part from a different angle, from a angle of a commoner, you know. So first of all, the title, Misplaced Heads. The title itself is very unique, you know, and I feel it is interesting enough for anyone to take this book in your hand and start reading. So that's what I feel. And basically, I always read non-fiction. I mean, I've read fiction only in my school and my college days, and after that, I have somehow read only non-fiction. So for me to take any fiction and start reading, that itself was something I would say that that require. I mean, that's what the book speaks of. That okay, the title first of all, that I took the book and I started reading, you know, and then of course I will come to the point that what I liked about the book. And what happens is the, of course, the title being so unique, and that's how I started reading. Now it's definitely interesting enough to pick the book and start reading this book. So people who are not into fiction, for them this is the book you just start reading. Secondly, the cover of the book. I feel that the cover of the book also we should give attention to, because the way it is not only that what you see on the cover, like you see the South Indian temples, you see the Nataraja, and you see Indian classical dancer. Now, even not just that anyhow it's been put, I mean, it is really, author JAYANTHI SANKAR has really thought through, and not only just the images, but if you see that how it is, even the scale of it, you know, I mean, that's what I thought, you know, when I saw that, okay, the scale of it, the size and the scale of it, the temples, the Nataraja, and the beautiful Indian classical dancer. So much has gone into this, you know, starting from the book cover. So that is what I felt, that, you know, if you notice the size of the scale of the whole cover, it really justifies the storyline of Misplaced Heads. That's what I feel. And the most important character of the book is, of course, Poorna, who is an Indian classical dancer. She is the strongest character in this fiction, and that's how I like the cover as well, you know, really. So I gave really attention to the title as well as the cover of it, you know. Now, if I come to, because everybody has spoken about the book, what it is, and all this, so I will straight away see that what is the strength of the book. To me, I feel that the strength of the book lies in the Devdasi system. That's where the books, you know, initially it starts with, and I feel it's the Devdasi system and the creative work on which author has done immense research. And that, of course, earlier also people have spoken about the research, and I'm not someone, I just had heard about this, but when I read the book, this is really something like going back to my history lessons, you know. I mean, the amount of I mean, the content in this book is so deep, and it is immense research that the literally the knowledge, it is not the fiction as such. I feel it is more than a fiction, although it is a fiction, but certain part you feel that, oh, actually it is not a fiction. And what I liked is that the language is so simple, anyone can understand. So anyone can pick up the book and start reading. That is one. It is interesting enough because it is not just about the Devadasi system, but it is also what this system and what is today's world, the modernization also. I mean, it's everything. It flows so beautifully, there is, you don't feel that, oh, you are in the 11th century and now in the 21st century, and you don't feel that, it is very smoothly. Jayanthi Sankar has brought the readers to, and when I was reading, I could see, all the incidents happening in front of my eyes. I mean, and that's something which doesn't happen every time with all the other authors that I've read the books. So here I can say that, oh, I can visualize everything, all the incidents are happening, all the characters are happening, and it's so beautifully is mentioned in the book. I think somebody is talking.
No,
okay.
You can talk.
Okay. So coming to the life of Poorna, of course, I feel that she deserved, actually. I mean, that is something that I have to talk to Jayanthi, that I thought that she should have gotten what she wanted from life, and that is something that that's the only thing which I can say that I would want to, it's nothing negative or anything, but I would want to, because I think she's such a wonderful character, and so that is the only thing I would request you next time, Jayanthi, that you please give her, because she deserves, she's such a beautiful character, and besides Poorna, I like the character of Grace, and I feel that she's so much full of warmth and love, so I somehow, although the character is she has a subtle role in the storyline, but still that caught my attention, so I really liked Grace. So basically Poorna and Grace were two of them that yeah. And I'm not going into Raghu and Poorna and their life. I just want to focus mainly on Poorna and Grace, the character, because I liked it. And I also feel that, in the end, when Poorna goes to, she's a patient of Institute of Mental Health, and because that's where I do my voluntary work. So I feel really very sad, because I go there every day, in and out, so I know what a life is there, and that's why I wouldn't want Poorna to end up in IMH. So that is another thing. And besides the book, the title, the cover, and the storyline, I feel that readers must know the author of the book. Jayanthi Sankar is a dear friend to me, but what I want to say, she is a pure soul. She is so gentle, so innocent, just a childlike personality. I don't see any character resembling her, but I would want that in your next novel, or anytime in future when you write about or maybe you can make a character who can resemble you and let people know you, I mean, that is what I feel, because I like to know people. I mean, fiction is one, but because I am more into non-fiction, so that's why I would want, and I would want you to write a non-fiction in future, which is what I always tell. And And so I would urge all the readers out there, those who have not read Misplaced Head, just take the book, read it. And it is not just a fiction, it's more than a fiction. And knowing the author so well, I can tell you that she has done immense research, so much of hard work she has put in. So, and once you read the novel, you would definitely, you would love it. And that's all I have to say. And over to you, Danya.
Thank you so much. It was such a, you know, breath of fresh air, because all of us were talking all technical and stuff, and you know, we were all happy to hear a layman's, you know, review of the book.
Yeah.
All of us had, we had to, how to say, we had to go read the book, and then we had to take some time out of the book and then get into the book. Every reader here has at least read Misplaced Head twice for us to get the right grasp of the book.
Right.
And I'm happy that, you know, you being a non-fiction reader, that it has interested you so much that you could read it twice.
Yes.
No, for once you could have read it for the sake of a friend, for your knowledge of the author, you could have read it once. But for a reader to read it for the second time, it means that the reader has somehow been impacted by the book at some point. And I'm very happy that you know, the grace was never mentioned through all the 5 sessions. Through the other 4 sessions, all of us were focusing on Poorna and Raghu, and I'm very happy that at least one of those even side characters was brought to the forefront. I think.
Sorry, Danya. One sec. You know why, Danya? I feel that even though this character is so small in the storyline, but if you see that the amount of, as I mentioned, amount of warmth and love she has, and I feel
Exactly.
if even someone gets inspired by such qualities of her, I think that would be, you know, if someone can, you know, get inspired, I think that would be something
Definitely. No, I think it is more a show of your character, because all of us were focused on the negatives in Poorna's life. You know, all of us were like, why did this Raghu do this to her? Why did he betray her? Why did the first husband leave her? All that were our thoughts. But for you to take the, you know, the one good thing, actually the one good thing in Poorna's life is grace.
Yeah.
None of us focused on that, though. All of us were focused on the flaws in her life and the trials that she was going through in the book. And there were so many of us who were saying, why would you let Poorna go through so much? I'm sure Jayanthi ma'am has heard it from all of her readers. I think it's basically because all of us are so used to happy endings. You know, we want, though any story, a movie,
Correct.
a book, we are fine with the book, with the journey being traumatic. We are fine with the journey being painful. But we, at the end, we want some redemption of the character. We want happiness for the characters. It is a show of human minds expecting and wanting happy endings. And I think that is the beauty of the book. If Poorna's character had had the happy ending, if she had gone and life had given her what she wanted or what she deserved, as you said, it would have been made, you know, cinematic. It would have become more of wishful thinking. But for it to be realistic, for us to think, yeah, this is possible to happen in life, because we all know, all of us know this is the reality. All of us know if it had happened in our life, this would have happened for sure. It would not have happened like in the cinemas that the hero is finally getting back with the heroine. It would not happen. So for us to, I think it is the point where all of us thought of it as more than fiction, as more realistic, is because it did not end happily. This is my opinion. I'm sure Ms. Jayanthi has other opinions. I think it's time for us to go on and give the mic to Ms. Jayanthi. All of us have spoken a lot about her, you know, accolades through the 4 sessions. She needs no introduction. Ms. Jayanthi, over to you.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Shall we all disconnect and come back so that it's not disrupting in the middle?
Recording, yeah.
Yes, I had put the recording. So, good evening, everyone. Beena, thanks for those lovely, um, very human, personal touch was there. Thanks, Danya, for all the support so far. And people ask me, for example, Beena said, why not a happy ending? And she said, why are you not there in the fiction? These are common. All readers will get such thoughts, especially those, like you said commoner. I'd say those who read less fiction, or those who don't go into too much of technical details of a fiction, a normal reader, beginning reader, young readers, they will have such thoughts. Where is the author? Naturally, they will tend to look for the author in where is she in that character? Is she in this character? Where is she? She's not there anywhere. But of course, a minor character, Poorna's friend, comes as myself. That was a small experiment that I did. But normally, I won't be there. For example, the work in fiction, the one I'm doing right now, will not have me as a character like Poorna's friend. Nothing will be there in that fiction. And being a male-centric fiction that I'll be writing, I won't be there in any of the characters again. Okay, the idea behind why I'm not there in any of the characters. It's an interesting thing, right? Basically, to write or to create characters and to think like them in the situations or in the backdrops or the troubles they are going through, how they think and all. If the characters are not thinking like myself, the author, it's not easy to write that way. For example, let's say characters are thinking. Suppose assume characters are thinking like me. Characters are reacting, responding like me. Then all the characters will be like me. You know, traces of myself in all the characters will be there if I'm not conscious of that. Those characters are not like me. None of the characters are like me. Maybe Grace's compassion and the humanness might come from what I am inside. But for example, that character might have that from me. But what she went through, or the way she thought that her daughter-in-law is more precious than her son. I have seen such women, but though it's quite, not common, right? I don't know whether I'll be like that, but if the circumstances or her side of the circumstances require my complete unconditional love, probably I'm capable of. That much I know. But am I Grace? I don't think so. Maybe that compassion and the humanness from me could have manifested in that character. That's all. And if I were to create characters like me, it will be monotonous. There won't be differences. Tanya will not be different from Poorna. Grace may not be different from Poorna. So the characters must be different. And think of the men, like always Danya says, how did you think like a man? I mean, thinking like women, all the women characters is fine. It's still doable. It's possible to imagine and think. How about men characters, the male characters? it takes even more challenging. It's even more challenging to create, isn't it? And if I were to think like myself in a male character, it's all the more going to be a flop. I mean, the male cannot be thinking like me. So fiction is totally different from non-fiction. That is the basic Bina. And another thing, in fiction writing, a novel writing, for me, for an outsider, for my sister, or for my reader, for my sibling, for my brother or son, they may think, oh, that's a project for her. It goes for a year and all that. They may think it's a project. For me, it's a process. It's a process. It takes time. It brews before it churns out. So it's a process. In the process, what am I doing? I'm creating a world, creating characters, issues, and all those whatever troubles they go through, how they. So that world is mine. It's mine world. The similar characters or similar backdrop and similar world, if created by another author, will be different, because I see the world as in real world, I see different from another author. And therefore, the world I create is different from what another author would create. So looking for me in my fiction is difficult to find. So you said you can create in future. Yes, of course I will have that in mind, and of course I will have also that you said protagonist having a happy ending. Of course, why not? I will have that in my mind, but I don't know what the world I will be creating. What are the problems I'll be creating? How the character will think and go. That is one thing.
Because I feel that you have that power. Once you have pen in your hand, you can really create so much, and it's so powerful. So why not create something which is, even though it is not in reality, but at least we imagine, we meaning you as a writer, you at least bring, and probably I mean, that's how I see it as, even if it is not reality, but we can make a reality once it is there on paper, and probably we read it, we I mean, that's what I feel.
The world as a whole, the world, at least the modern world that we are living in, is so much full of what to say, not full of roses, more thorns and less roses. You would agree? I'm not justifying saying that the ending was not negative. That I must say. There's a small positive, subtle note there that there is a redemption, possible redemption. Pamela comes from Australia, and she is a psychiatrist, and those things are there, subtly said. So there is a redemption. She is going to do something, the girl. And also the book, she goes and picks the book. That's all. I mean, the readers can imagine. But imagine, suppose Poorna went through all, she wanted a daughter, isn't it, from his seed sperm. Those are happening, and she's happily getting a daughter, fine. Then what? That is another line that can possibly come. What happens then, later on? That is one way to say. The other way to say is he's saying that, okay, fine, as if you're, I mean, I can go for a donor, an anonymous donor, as if you're only the guy who's capable of giving me a daughter. He can say that confidently and say, go for a professional anonymous donor, isn't it? That is one way to say. There are so many ways to take Poorna forward, but she uh, came out to be like this in my fiction. And you are a genuine friend and a reader, and you said that very genuinely. You are not anywhere. But I know a few people, many people, who, while they read an author's book, especially if it is a lady, they, they look for where she could be. Ill intention. I have been through so many things in this 25 years of my writings journey. People they are so fond of. For example, this book, if they pick up those kind of readers, they will, of course, read, but they will only look for where I am. So much that they are so keen on, for example, you can say like, they are so eager to peep into my bathroom when I'm bathing nakedly. That kind of, what to say, perverted readers are there, you know. But I don't feel scared writing anything. For example, even this, people have said it's an extramarital affair. Some of my readers didn't like it. I said, Poorna is like that. And as if she's from Mars. She's not. She's from the Earth. And on Earth, these things are happening. As if I've written something that did not happen. No, I don't.
No, but Jayanti, when I say that, for me, it was not that I was looking for a character which resembles you.
No,
I was not really looking.
Not
but
you.
what I am saying, that because I know you for such a long time,
29,
I
28 years.
feel that what qualities you have, let others know, and you can really inspire many. That's what is my point,
Good.
you know.
Oh, fantastic. Love it. Many have said this. Yes, I have mentored many young people, young and old alike, and they all say you have so much to give. You must do this, that, and this is one of the things they have been saying, that you should write as you are. Maybe I should do some non-fiction.
Yes.
Wherein there is no fiction, because whenever I go into creating a fictional world, I'm not there. I become the character protagonist, but I come back to the real life as myself. The whole of 2019, I was living more of the life of Poorna, thinking and talking more like her. Because I don't know, I went into the fictional world. Like you
Can
said,
I just add a point here? I think this
sure.
Jayanti ma'am had mentioned in her first session itself. There are just two things that I want to say. First one is that she said when we were asking why did Poorna end up like this? Why couldn't you have made this a happy ending, or why did this happen? She said that's how the character is. You know, like when Poorna is something that she had, though she had created. Once the character develops, the character leads the book. It's not the author. That is how the character is made. When the character leads the book, when you look at that character, Poorna, if she was alive, if she was leading Miss Jayanti, this is where she would have led her. She did not do this intentionally. She did not mean to make Poorna suffer this ending. But that's where the character led her. That is one thing. And the other thing is, most fiction writers, I am not I'm a very amateur writer, and this is like, I'm just writing my first book. I am nowhere near Miss Jayanti. But if you ask me, most of us even movies, you know, even if you are a movie director, or even if you are an actor, or if you're any creative human being, if you're a dancer, if you're a singer, all of us do this to escape reality. We do not want to be ourselves. You know, when we write a character, it is for us, it's basically like multiple personality. It is one of our personalities which we didn't know existed inside us, and we are writing about it, and we are living through them. We do not want our reality, you know, our basic mind and thought to come out at all. We don't want that, because we already are having a life like that. We want to escape it. So we're writing something new. It's
Yeah.
basically like all of us going to a commercial movie. We know
Right.
Rajinikanth cannot hit 10 people at the same time. We all know that. But we still sit through it, and we still watch it, because it's so much different from us.
Yes.
You know, as much as a reader gets engrossed in the book, the writer uses it as, not maybe not everyone. If you ask me personally, I use my writing as catharsis, as an escape from who I am as a person. And for me to see, let's just be frank, and let's say if there's a small part of me which is thinking of experimenting with homosexuality. This is just an example that I'm giving you. But as a human being, I'm set heterosexual. What am I going to do about it? I could not experiment in real life, so I could experiment it through my book.
Yes.
Mm. Yeah.
I will be living that for a while when I'm writing that character.
Yes, of
And
course.
my character will lead me to a conclusion, if that will work for me or not. And maybe I can, maybe as an author I will be using it in my real life, but I will never bring my real life to that. I will bring my book into my real life, definitely. I will bring fiction to my reality, but I will never bring my reality into my fiction.
Yes.
Because for me,
Thank
it is
you.
a child. It is
Yes.
a child that I have given, like it's basically, you can call it any mother's first child. You know, when you have your first child, you want that child to be so different from you. Don't want it to make the same mistakes that you made. You want it to do so many different things. You want it to experiment this, experiment that, that you just want it to not be you know. Though many children say, I want to be like my mother, you ask any mother, I'm very sure she wanted her first child to not be her. She wanted it to be the farthest from her, you know. They will do that only with the first child. I'm very sure that they will not do it to the second child or the third child. They will do it to the
By
first
then
child.
they
So
know. By then they know it's not
yeah,
in her
it's
hand.
not possible,
Yes.
exactly. By the
Correct.
And
second
Correct.
child,
and
Yeah.
she knows it's not her.
thanks a lot for that, Dhanya. Uh, and like what Dhanya said, we want something different. The
Mm.
character to be different from us. And like she said, something different in the sense, uh, is this even, I'm a heterosexual. If I'm going to think like a homosexual,
Almost.
what happens? What am I really doing? I'm creating a character, trying to think like that character, putting all the empathy in it,
Mm.
and I'm creating it. After that, what am I doing? I am becoming a little more human. That that character that is so different from me, when I'm creating it, I'm walking with it. After that, when I come to real world, I'm so much a better person because I
Mm.
know what that character can be. What are the difficulties that characters, the
Right.
sensitivities of the character. So creating characters different from me or contrast to me is actually making me a better person in real life, because that is an experience. I'm living that character, like she said. So when I live that character and come back to the real life, when I happen to see a homosexual guy or a girl, um, I will be able to empathize far better than before I created that character.
Mm.
Authors can understand this. how we create characters, and when we come back to the reality, we become a little bit more human. For example, what I am today is all because of my reading and my writing. So what happened to my reading and my writing? All the characters that other authors created, I read, in fact, I lived those characters. So living so many characters is enriching me in the experience, and therefore, as a human being, I evolve better. Similarly, while writing fiction also. Once in a meeting, when I was talking, after the talk was over, during the question answer session, somebody was talking about why at all there is a need for fiction. After I answered the question, I asked the audience, what do you think is the importance of fiction? Why at all we need fiction? And there were so many answers, and 2-3 people, they said, fiction is just for time pass. It's not. Fiction is not time pass. And those who said that, they said it so casually because they are readers of non-fiction. They think fiction reading is waste of time. Dania said in her speech, or I think, or maybe after Revati spoke, I don't know, she said certain facts of history or culture or heritage, if you read as texts of non-fiction or a history book, it doesn't go in so well as you read through fiction. That is one magic that fiction can do. Through a story, you're reading about a heritage, a culture, a tradition, a system that really goes into your head so well, it stays there, than non-fiction reading. That is one thing. The other thing is what we said just now. We live the characters. Thousands of books I have read. So therefore, I have lived thousands of lives with one single life. And the beauty
But, Jayanthi,
yes.
sorry. No, but what of course, I know like what you think as a writer, as like Danya also is a writer and you too. So, but what I feel that because you have so much of power, once you have a pen in your hand and you start writing, so much you can really create, you can manifest. Now, the world is not all the, like a bed of roses, or it's not all that, all only positives, right? But my point is that why can't we create
The positivity.
the positives before it happens in the world? So at least we start, we meaning you both as writers, you start at least creating it in your book, in your work, before it happens in the reality.
Okay, Bina. What happens is, in fiction, for a fiction to be impactful, for example, the story of Poorna is so impactful. Why? Because people are able to relate. Why?
Okay.
Mostly 9 out of people are undergoing depression these days in the world. Different shades of depression, maybe. Okay. Why to write about depression that she goes through? What is happening in her head is what is being said there. So, Raghu is there, Poorna is there, Bina. So you may think all negativity is going on. As an author, I'm not showing the readers the negativity. What I'm showing the reader, is the challenges they go through, how at all they are able to manage and pull through, or what are the other possibilities for them. They create debates, discussions. A good novel should do that. It should create debates and discussions. Readers today are not so simple that I give something, they just take. No, it's not. They're not like that. Everyone is intelligent, isn't it, Bina? So I shouldn't be spoon feeding. I should say so much that they think further, extended thinking. And it should create debates, discussions,
Got it.
Why is the character like that? Why did the character do that? Why not do the other way? What is the reason behind? Such psychological intricacies can be debated. That's the idea of fiction. It's not about positive or negative. People know these are negatives, yes, but what could have happened? That they will think. So fiction is not about negative, positive. When you talk about, say, non-fiction, like you said, I should write. Suppose I'm going to write about a book on creative writing. Okay. There, I will be giving so much of tips and things, and I can avoid negativity. Or we may say do's, don'ts, chapters. Those are clear. Those are clear there. Whereas human characters are always complicated, as you know. Especially, okay, for us, for people like you and me, we are all privileged, privileged people. Actually, Danya also. Good family, good parents.
Yes.
Isn't it? We're all, in a way, privileged bunch with financial strength and things. But life is not like that for everyone. People of various characters, people of various thinking are there. And as you can see in my novel, I have gone into, Misplaced Heads has done that to me. I did more of the inner worlds of the characters, the human thought processes, the psychology, the psychiatry, depression and things. And those are related to our lives.
So if you say that the readers, readers want to see the reality.
Yes.
Okay, I take that point. So that's why you want to show all the struggles which is happening in the real life. Okay. But that's already happening. So what would you do as a writer to bring those people from their struggles, even while they're reading, at least
Can I
give them
answer this
something.
question?
Sorry? Yeah,
Can I
sure.
answer this question?
Yeah.
This I want to answer because if you see in Misplaced Heads, Poorna's character is going through a betrayal from a man, and there is another character, which is Tanya, which is also going through a betrayal through a man. If Tanya had not even been in the novel, because Tanya has no significance other than the fact that her problem and Poorna's problem are almost the same. That is the only coincidence. Tanya doesn't have any direct connection with Poorna. But without Tanya's character, the book would have been more harrowing for a reader. It would have made us think that reality is pain, that, even if we struggle, we're not going to get what we want. We are all going to suffer for life. But Tanya is almost like an alter ego of Poorna. Tanya's character is made so that when a reader reads it, he thinks the same thing happened for two women, but one of them was able to throw the cause of the depression out and bloom, while the other had to wilt. So if the book did not have Tanya's character, definitely it would have made us all the readers also go into a little bit of a depression. But I think the author's way of showing us that there is redemption is one, through bringing in that psychiatrist into Poorna's life, meaning that there is a chance, there is a hope. And two, by showing Tanya and showing us, if you wilt, this will happen to you. And if you want to bloom, you just be like Tanya. It's your choice. She's giving it up to the reader. The reader can choose whichever ending he wants. And like I started the session with, after your speech, the author gives a white canvas with a random color, and it is on the reader to perceive it as they want. The same book we all read, and all of us were very focused on Poorna, and you read the same book and you could relate with grace. This is what fiction can do, I think. This is what fiction can do. It will not show us the world. It will definitely not show us the world as much as non-fiction can, because non-fiction will definitely talk about the facts and everything that is in the world. Fiction will not show us the world, but it will show us ourselves.
Yes.
Because the character that you connect to is who you are.
Yes.
Because you are so much connected with grace, it means you are such a positive person. It means you are very selfless. It means that you have that in you to go beyond personal connections and think for what is right and wrong. It shows your character more. When even after Jayanthi ma'am has been justifying this is how the character is, and me saying all this, when you stuck on to the point that we have to bring in some positivity, it shows your depth of reading of the book. It shows your character as a person.
Yes.
So all of us reading the same book bring out different things.
Yes.
If openly speaking, if you ask Miss Jayanthi, the way we have read it, it will not even be 1% of her intention. Her writing of the book has nothing to do with what we think. She had a character, she had a story inside her, she presented it. How we took it is on us.
True.
And I think that is the beauty of hers. She has made all of us emote differently. For the same character, for the same people, for the same book, for the same words. All of us, if you see through all the 4 sessions, all of us were like, how can men do this to women? Men are, doing all this, all that we have been speaking. And I want to personally ask you this question, Miss Beena. You have a family, and you have, I'm sure you have like a son and a husband and maybe siblings who are men. Do you think if they had read the same book, they would have perceived it differently? Or do you think even, there is a lot of chauvinism shown in the book, right? There's a lot of, do you think it would somehow, maybe like make them relate to Raghu a little bit?
It will definitely be different, that much I can say, because as you mentioned that all readers, they everybody's pick is different,
Exactly.
So definitely if my family or my husband, or definitely it will be different. Like today when he took the book, because I told him that this is what I'm going to, so he took, and he thought this is not fiction. Probably he was just going through and he said, oh, this is not fiction. I said, no, it is a fiction, it is not. So the same way, and as I, like, for me, even the cover of the book was so catchy, I mean, I felt, oh wow, when I felt such minute details are taken care of, so that way I felt that oh, the cover, the title and all these things. While I'm sure if my husband does it, he didn't even notice, he would just take and in start, and when he reads, of course it is, as you said, it's definitely be different, and he probably may not even give so much of attention to Poorna's character.
Exactly.
Probably,
Okay, on that point, after Raghav, my younger son, finished reading the manuscript, he said a few things, of course, that he liked, and he applauded actually. At the same time, he said, I love Raghu's character.
Oh, I see.
I said, oh, you are able to connect with him, it seems. Oh, I love his character.
Right, right.
So it's natural, for the men to connect with Raghu. Another thing I must say here, Raghu never promised Poorna that he would come out of his family to marry. He
Correct,
didn't
yeah.
promise. From the beginning, he has been saying that it isn't possible for me to come out of the family. Whereas Poorna, what she did, she assumed he will eventually come out because the love is strengthening. She assumed. Therefore, the basic problem was there. Can you note that? He wasn't even deceiving her. What he did was suddenly breaking up with her, isn't it? And blaming her that she had an agenda. Only thing, she postponed that. She wanted the trust to build before telling that point. She was doing that. Whereas he said, you had it from the beginning. And he broke. So, as you can see, the journey, as an author, as the creator of those characters, I'm not at all blaming both of them anywhere. Look at the situation that is all acting against them.
Yeah, true.
Happens, no. If I were to really create deceiving character and all that, it becomes dramatic. In my perception, both Raghu and Poorna are good people. As you can see, he never deceived.
Yeah.
She assumed, she delayed telling him. Therefore, he thought she had an agenda from the beginning. He broke up. That's all. This is natural, no?
Yeah. But Jayanti, I must say, Danya is so young, and yet she, her level of maturity, I can see that, she can really be a wonderful author. Yeah. There's so much within you that, you can.
When I say, she would say, because you love me so much, Auntie, you're saying all this. No, this, that.
No.
Now,
I can, yeah.
She wouldn't believe when I say all that. So she's going to be a high flyer, and I'll be proud of her. I'm already proud of her.
Yes, me too. Although I'm meeting her singer for the first time, but yes, I would want to.
Yes,
and,
she will come. She will come here to Singapore.
In fact, besides that, Danya, I have to tell you that when I sent your CV to Amul, but of course they said they are doing more of the recruitments from campus interviews.
Okay.
Yeah, but you are ready to relocate and stuff.
Switch on the recording. I have one more question to ask you.
Yes. Yes, please.
Okay. Yeah, this has been in my mind since I started reading the book. Usually what happens in every book, right, or in every movie, there is usually a protagonist and there is usually an antagonist.
Yes.
All of us vilify the antagonist, right? All of us think that this person, that's because this person is bad. We just brand them as bad. That's why we call them even antagonist.
Yes.
Like you just said, you have not done that at all. There is no antagonist here at all.
Yes.
There are just two characters who have their positives and negatives. If you see Poorna's character, she has her positives, she has her negatives.
True.
If you see Raghu's character, he has his negatives and he has his positives. We cannot brand either of them as a protagonist or an antagonist.
Yes.
Both of them. It's basically, it's mostly what Bhagavad Gita says. It's basically when the eras go on, the villain and the hero is the same person.
Yes.
It is the war of good and bad is inside us. It's not between us and another person. It is inside us.
Yeah.
this was, I just found it very fascinating when I read this about it. And I don't know, just when Miss Veena asked this question and you brought that topic up, it just sparked inside me, and I just wanted to ask this question. It's been said, you know, all of us hear this, all the creators have this god syndrome, you know, because we think we create all these characters because you know, it's like that
Very
we
true.
can relate that to even a mother, you know, when she gives birth to the child, she thinks she's this creator, she's that, you know, that you know, that life giver, all that. All of us, all creators are known to do that. All artists, all directors, all storytellers are known to have this God syndrome, where which is very protective of our characters. We just justify all of them. We just want to nurture every single character. Did you ever feel that through the process of the book? Did you ever feel hard to let go of those characters, you know?
Okay. Um, these keeping the text or the character dear to heart, your first book dear to heart, those things come in the beginning of your professional career as a writer. Those things will be there in the beginning. As you go further and further, publishing more books, that will disappear. Just the way the first time mother, that experience is totally different from the second child and all. Mainly because the first child, it's new experience for you. So your child is so precious for you. You're confused also because you have no experience. The second one, it becomes normal because we already know how a child cries for this, a child does this, and we are very calm and quiet. And same thing happens to an author also. As for me, I have never felt, even in the beginning, I've never felt this is my short story, this is my book. Therefore, it is the best, or it should be really protected, or this is my darling, this, that. Never. Once I have written, once the manuscript stage is done, layout is being done, it's published, printed, it's not mine anymore. It's not mine anymore. For example, even now, in all these 5 sessions, I was, as a reader, I was with the readers. Readers become important. After that, it's reader's book. So I don't feel like that. And for antagonist part you had asked, no? I think we have in us, every one of us, like Raghu and Poorna, like they had in them. In some of my beginning writings, a few critics have said there's it's so what to say, there's no drama. I mean, there are no emotions. Are you that kind of a person? That's why you're writing like this and all that. They used to ask me. Yeah, I'm a balanced person. I'm not too emotional, and those are there. But when the character comes, it has to emote. But how much to emote? For example, in this Raghu and Poorna, Raghu is in late 50s, Poorna mid 50s. They are mature people. Tanya is 30 and she's a little emotional. So it has they have fallen naturally, you know, credibly. So I don't possess my creations, Tanya. if
I
I were
understand.
to be possessive of, then I have to sit with misplaced heads for 4 years without moving on. I'm already into my work in progress. That itself shows that I'm leaving it. And while I'm creating the characters, I'm living it. And to come out of that was a challenge last year, the whole of last year, because I had to also be Raghu to write his psychology and all that. So it's a one, like you know, our human mind, you know, is so fast. It's so fast. It is not satisfied with one life. So when I create many characters, I live those lives. It's capable of taking so much through reading and through writing. So that's why fiction is my forte for reading as well as writing.
Thank you.
So
Thank you. I would like to ask a few questions now beyond misplaced heads
yes, please.
for authors or like aspiring authors who would be interested in it. This is just a small fact check, you know.
Yeah.
I would like to know how many version of misplaced head was published. I mean, which draft was? How many at the draft was this book?
Okay. Okay. Rewriting part, it was the third, and for editing part, it was the fourth. Fourth
Great.
editing, three on screen, no, two on screen, two print edit.
Beautiful. Can I know how many pages you had, you know, envisioned it to be, and how many pages it had come out to?
Actually, I didn't envision on pages. I went on writing. It went up to 110K words. And when I was rewriting for the second time, I thought, why not cut it? And that's when I cut about, it came only to 103K words. And so after that, I just left it. I didn't think about the number of pages, but the pages came out to be 494 or something, which I didn't expect. I think any aspiring writers should not bother much about the number of words, because if it is less than 40K words, they say it is a novelette, I think. 40 and above is a novella, yes. And 80K and above is up to 110K is novel, it seems. And above that will be some epic or something. That's what, these are just technical things. So they shouldn't be bothered about number of words or number of pages. They keep on writing. Only while rewriting should be cut, where to write more, you will know. And then, of course, editing is also there. So don't bother about number of words or number of pages while writing a fiction.
I would like to know, like, how many months of research had to go into it?
Okay.
Approximately.
The whole, from the time I started till the book came into print, it was totally about 3.5 to 4 years. But the research alone, I thought it will take me a few weeks, but it took me 2.5 years. Only the
Beautiful.
research. And you know what? I could have finished writing this novel in 2018. But I was so involved with the world, that system of the research, it pulled me into so much. I went on deeper and deeper so much. I thought I should first happily come out first before even attempting a fiction. If I am going to be so overwhelmed, and then during that phase, if I start writing, I thought I won't do justice. So what I had to do was to live those lives, keep on reading and reading, researching, enjoying, and that enjoyment, that involvement. I thought no more utter deadlines. Fiction or no fiction, this world is enough for me. That kind of total dedication and that much love, I think, can do magic. Any aspiring writer who wants to research and write should get over that overwhelmment first. Then enjoy the research. Don't keep deadlines. Enjoy. Go into internalize, assimilate. Then only slowly think of the fiction. You will know when to do. If an aspiring writer starts the fiction writing prematurely, even before that happens, then high chance that it might not come as he or she wanted to be, all rounded and yeah.
And I think this is my final question.
Sure.
I would like to know for how many awards Misplaced Heads has been nominated, and the accolades it's brought you in these 2 months.
Many readers are reading. So many good reviews are coming, and final list was that Island Book Awards from Greek, and I'm waiting for the result. It's on 30th December, another 10 days. Um, I mean, being in the final list itself is happy. I'm happy for it. It's okay if I'm not the winner, because they have winner in the every category plus a grand winner. So there are two things there. But this itself, I'm very happy because it's somewhere in Greece, and I'm so happy they were able to read and appreciate and bring it to the final. I'm along with 3 books from US and 1 from UK, so 5 of us in the final list. Let's see whoever it is. And for the nominations, this also was nominated by Maheshwari, my friend in Canada. So similarly, it seems she has nominated to a few more. She's not telling me the details. She says, let's see. I mean, I think I'm expecting a few more recognitions. Yeah, let's see. Let's hope for the best.
The intention of me for having asked these last few questions is so that all of us, even readers or like aspiring authors, we know what goes behind making a book. You know, all of us look at a book, though the book is a separate entity from the author, it still takes so much time and so much emotions out of the author. I'm very sure that any creator feels drained once they have finished that one creation, once something comes out of them,
Yeah.
you know. And it is very, all of us talk about J.K. Rowling and how many rejections she faced before Harry Potter even came into picture. But most of us don't even see the other, you know, just because she became a billionaire, because it was her success was valued in money, we are talking about what went inside her book. But any author, any creator, I'm sure, is no less than J.K. Rowling or any other big author in the
Yeah,
world.
like for
And
example, last year's Dangling Gandhi, I came to know only 2 months back. Maheshwari had nominated to 4 international awards, whereas I only got 2 international awards for the book. So, so people might be thinking wherever the book goes, the award comes. It's not the case. She nominated, sent entries for 4, and only 2 came. Similarly, this book also will go through. The other thing is, Bina was telling again and again about the book wrapper. The book wrapper, I must say, Rahul from Kochi, he never did any book wrapper before. He only had done web designing and all that. But I went ahead and told him, you can do it. Come on, you know Photoshop, let's do it. So I was actually troubling him a lot for 5 to 6 weeks. So 5 drafts he showed me, and the first draft that he showed me, from what I spoke over the phone, the first draft really made me sad and scared, because it was so gaudy, and he didn't know what I wanted. This came only after 5 stages of slowly walking him through. Do this, do that, you know. He even asked me, why should the temple be small, the Nataraja bigger, and the dancer even more bigger? Why? And all that. I had to explain that, but for the dancer, no Nataraja. Nataraja is celebrated by the dancers. If not for the deity, the temple has no meaning. So you know, that's what I wanted to convey to the viewers and the readers, and I didn't want it to be, you know, explicit, distinct, rather, you know, merge with the clouds and water and sky, because the novel itself is abstract. It is abstract. That abstractness I wanted in the book wrapper. At first, I thought of painting. I had an idea also. I thought of painting for my wrapper. I could have done, but my rewriting and editing took me so much of my time and focus. I thought, let it be. It's not a must that I must paint for my book. Let it be this way. So digital Photoshop was done well. And now he's happy. That time I think he must have thought, oh, she is really troubling me, this, that, and all. Now I'm sure he is happy because everyone is mentioning about the wrapper. So, the same way, Dangling Gandhi also, it didn't take us long for Dangling Gandhi. The wrapper, in a day it was ready, the digital art. But it also was catchy, just all the title and the wrapper. So I think aspiring writers should also think about the title and the wrapper. This goes to show that those two are important, equally important.
I think that's all the questions from me.
Do you have anything, Beena? Are you feeling sleepy?
No, not at all, not at all.
How do you
but
feel?
I want to see yours as well as Danya's work. I'm sure you know, many more to come, and I'm always there to read and to promote. Yeah, to promote mainly.
Oh!
Thank you.
Thank you. Support, no? Thank you, Beena, so much.
I think Dangling Gandhi and Misplaced Heads are bringing more and more people closer together.
Yeah.
I got to know Jayanthi Aunty through Dangling Gandhi, and I've gotten to know you through Misplaced Heads. I'm very happy that it's
so many
bringing
people,
more people
Yeah,
together.
the books are bringing in so many people.
Yeah.
I got Dangling Gandhi brought two friends for me in the US. He's a local guy, you know, American, white, and his girlfriend is Italian. We have been in touch for 1.5 years now, Ethan and Rose, and they have 2 dogs. So we became friends through because of Dangling Gandhi. So similarly, I'm getting to know so many people through Misplaced Heads also. So that's what a book can do for you, for you. I mean, not just readers. We become friends.
Definitely.
Reader friends. We become friends, and authors also become friends, and readers become friends, mentees and mentors.
And together we can make this world a better place.
Oh,
definitely.
Of course, we wish to, you know, we wish to, and everyone of us wish to. And this year has been so challenging, you know, and let's hope for a good year ahead, 2021. Danya and Beena, Happy New Year to you both. Danya has so much to go, so much for the new year, I'm sure. So many news I'm expecting from her. I will share with you, Beena. She's going to give us very, very, very good news. I'm really expecting.
Okay.
So, Happy New Year with a positive note, like you like. We will say goodbye for today. Thank you so much. Danya, I must thank you. But for Danya, this webinar could not have happened, I'm sure. And thanks, Beena, for coming and supporting, for reading. All right from Dr. Radhika, was Vidya, Dr. Revati, Gautam, then Dhanya, of course, Usha, Mr. Muralidharan, Krishna Hiru. Although she couldn't come, she read my book. She has interviewed me, and so she's also in the thanks list. And today, Veena and every one of us. So happy. Let's.
We have to thank our anonymous, the the miracle reader Sukhdev. I think Big Sabdev. He
Yes.
came. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was someone we did not have any personal contact with. He
Yes.
just
Yes.
popped up. He
He
came for
came
4 sessions. All of us were very happy.
after Nirmala Raghavan had said that, and he said he would come for all the meets, but maybe it's okay. Maybe he was busy or something. So thank you so much, Dhanya, especially. We've had a very nice experience in this webinar. Let's look forward to many good news in the new year. Bye. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye bye.
Bye.